Hey journeys, the way y'all been? I am back with another video. So I wanted to come on and give y'all another prophetic word. This has been one that I've been wanting to share with you guys for a minute now. This prophetic word is your blessing is right around the corner. So for y'all who don't know, or for y'all who have not been keeping up, I have been in the apartment hunting process for a little bit now, trying to get the security and stability for myself as well as my family. During that process, we looked at so many places, from townhomes to apartments to houses. We were constantly on different sites trying to narrow down our search. Our budget has changed multiple times. The area that we wanted to move in has changed multiple times. And one thing about the process, it definitely was extensive. It was draining. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot of resources. It took a lot of money to finally be able to get here. And there was this period where there was just nothing that appeared to be going right. Honestly, just to be 100% transparent with you guys, I came from a place where I really did not have the finances to be able to get an apartment because I didn't make enough. I started to look at things that were considered low income tax credit so that I would be able to pay a percentage of what market rate was based on my income. And so I went through that process just from the mindset that oh, where my situation is today, I only work part-time, I have inconsistent income, and there's nothing within this market that I can be able to afford. So let me try to go the low income tax credit route and see if that will yield a better outcome for me. So I heard about this program that was going on in our city, and I went ahead and applied for it. One thing led to another, and my friend was like, oh, the guy got back to me about the unit, because we were both about to move at the same time. And she was like, the guy got back to me about the unit. He sent me a different application. And I was like, a different application? Mind you, the first day that the interest application had launched, I was one of the first to apply. And so I end up getting the number through a friend. It ain't always about what you know, but sometimes it's about who you know and having those connections. I got his contact information, and then he ended up sending me the application. And so shout out to them for even putting in a word and giving me the contact information that I needed, because they would have overlooked my application. If y'all have not heard that prophetic word, overlooked and denied, definitely go back to that and then come back to this one, because baby, sometimes you will be overlooked and denied, but that is not the message today. Let me stay on point. What ended up happening was I had to do a different application. It basically asked me the same questions that the other one did, but it was a little more extensive. And so I went ahead and submitted that through. For me, y'all, personally, I'm very serious about my paperwork. I'm very serious about having my ducks in order, and I was getting so much pushback from this coalition with the information that I was submitting. Every time I turned around, it was like they needed more paperwork, they needed more proof, they needed more income, more of this, more that, or they would just forget who I was every time I called to check on the status about what it was that I needed. They would send me all these affidavits, and it was just every time I turned around, I was just getting a runaround about this place. Me and my partner, we were really believing God for this place. I had end up getting a bad taste in my mouth. I had ended up giving up on this property, and I was just I don't know. And she was like, let's just drive around it. I don't know if y'all know that Bible story where they had circled around 7 times. I'm gonna put it on the screen, but that was us. When it is something that you want in your life, you guys, it is important for y'all to be able to go to that place. Go to the place that you think is out of reach. Go to the place that you think you cannot afford. Go to the place. So we would go there. We would look at the building. It was a new construction. We would see the different phases that they were going to. We would go and walk our feet on the land, because that's how you proclaim things that you want in your life. Especially when you're trying to go to a place, you have to go to that land. Let me tell y'all something. It's time for y'all to get up from the seats of where it is that you at and go to the land of where it is that you're trying to be. You have to walk that land. You have to see the place. You have to feel their place. You have to put your hands on it. And we were really believing for this place. And next thing you know, y'all, some great things end up shifting in my finances. The income that I was making just a few months ago, it has changed for me. I was accepted into a new role where I was given a raise, and also I had this period where there were 3 checks, or 3, you know how you have like 5 weeks, where I ended up getting 3 checks in 1 month. And I had seen like the highest tip out that I had gotten at the restaurant in the longest time. And you know what them people told me? They was like, unfortunately, we have to deny your application because you make too much money. And I said, what? Mind y'all, in April when I had applied, I literally was within the income qualifications of this place. And so I started calculating, and I just could not figure out how it was it that I had become overqualified after being underqualified. Come on, somebody. If y'all did not hear that prophetic word about being qualified, definitely go and type back into that. But it turned out for me, God made it so that I had become overqualified for something that I was technically, when I first applied, qualified for. And so my doubt exceeded my faith on what it was that I thought I could have. I had ended up settling for the bare minimum of what it was that I could get, because I was looking at my current circumstances. I was looking at where it was that I was at that time. But the property wasn't gonna be done for months after I had applied, and I didn't think that like my situation would just turn around in months. Like anything could turn around for y'all, anything could happen in a day. And it's so crazy because when that ended up happening, it was a shock to my system, because y'all, I really didn't believe that my finances had changed in a way that would make me like overqualified for this place. And I started like second guessing my integrity, because I was really transparent and honest with them about where it was that I had come in my finances by submitting all of the paperwork that it was that they needed. And they just was looking into a whole lot of things like deeper within like what it was that I was netting. They were looking at my assets, they were looking at my savings, and they was just like, girl, you are overqualified. And so God says that you are no longer in a position where you will be considered low income. Your tax bracket is changing. There is a shift that is going to happen in your finances, and it can happen within months. And I hope that y'all believe this from my story. I hope that y'all believe this, that your blessing is right around the corner. Yes, I was overqualified for that one apartment unit, but God, I literally had this place that we are in right now on the notes in my phone. We would collect all of our links, all the places that we were interested in. I would give feedback. My partner would give me feedback. We would go to our tours based on these different places that was in our phone. And it was this place that I had saw that we live in right now, and I put it in my phone as Big Dream House. And it's funny because we looked at apartments, we looked at townhouses, and we looked at other houses, but nothing looked as modern and up to date. Nothing was as renovated as this. I was trying to stay below a certain rental amount based on what it was that I thought that I could afford, but God had other plans. Yes, he did. And I put on the notes Big Dream House, because when I put this home on the notes, back when it was considered like something that would be out of my price range, or something that we wouldn't be able to afford. And so I put Big Dream House, like, oh yeah, that's a dream house, like that's somewhere that we'll go and be able to live like years down the line. But okay, let me tell y'all something. This home that we are in right now, the one that we was able to get accepted for within 3 days of applying, it did not take no time, it did not take no fuss, no hustle, no bustle. We literally submitted the application, and within 3 days it said approved. Yes, Lord. Okay, within 3 days we were approved. And funny thing about it is, this place is literally around the corner from the other apartments that I was overqualified for. And when we were passing by there, this message came to me, and I had to tell my partner, like, babe, God said your blessing is right around the corner. Let me tell y'all something. Within 4 minutes away, so close, I could literally throw a rock over there. Your blessing is right around the corner. And I just feel like this is such a better setup. we got a better outcome. We literally only have one neighbor that lives like under us. In that other spot, we would have had like a whole complex of people that we would have had to be living with and interacting with, so many different personalities. And I don't know, this one is just a little more secluded and intimate and neighborhoodly than that other place. And I believe that like that place probably would have been a great starter home as well, but God wanted my faith to exceed my doubt. I had my eyes on something from the mindset of what it was that I thought that I could afford, without checking in with God and saying like, God, what is it that you have for me? And God said your blessing is right around the corner. The dogs is out now, y'all, so I am going to wrap this video up. Oh my god, y'all, my camera died. But yes, so God is saying that your blessing is right around the corner. Keep your eyes on him, keep your eyes to him, pray to him, ask and it shall be given unto you. Sometimes our mindset will keep us in places that is way below where it is that God has for us. And so I hope that this message fills you. I've been wanting to put this out for so long, and I just feel like now is the time. I'm so grateful for each and every one of y'all who came to listen to this prophetic word from Spirit about your blessing being right around the corner, and I believe that for y'all as well. If you haven't considered subscribing to the channel, definitely do so and turn your post notifications on. That way y'all can always be on the up and up until the next time that I post another video. And if you haven't liked this video already, then definitely do so as well. If you want to see more content from me outside of this space, I do have a podcast. It's called Journey Free Podcast, where I talk about my life experiences as well as the life experiences of others through conversation. The links will be in the description box down below, and if there was another word that was mentioned in here that you feel like might be fitting for your situation right now, the links will be down below for the other prophetic words as well. Thank y'all so much for being here, and until next time, y'all be blessed.